And we might as well take a look at the last application in the suite, which is the airports application. So this is essentially a very basic application which gives you an online database of airports and nav aids, and allows you to access that from an iPad or indeed an iPhone. Now, one slight plus point is, if you recall when we looked at the flight planner, looking up an airport required that you knew the ICAO code. In this application you can look up by name. So if we look up Luton Airport, just type in Luton, and it's got a reasonably good search engine there. It gives you options, just searching the substring Luton, and it can search for nav aids as well as airports, which is another plus point over the search functions inside the flight planner. Now, although that's a plus for this app, that's a big minus for the flight planner. They obviously have the technology and the code to do this. It should be in the flight planner, and there's no excuse for not having that search function in there, particularly if you've paid for the web data product. You ought to be able to search it. Now, it's worth pointing out that although we need the web nav data product for the flight planner or the moving map, we don't need it for this product. This has the database. Well, essentially this is the database, that's the product. Anyway, if we look for London Luton Airport, we get, now this is not uniform, you don't get the same thing for every airport, but in this case we've got comprehensive information. We've got a map which we can zoom in on and look around at. I think this is OpenStreetMap or something like that. We get some information on the airport, we get the runway information, so orientation, length, surface, runway lighting, instrument approach, that's interesting. We get the frequencies and so on. We get the radio frequencies for the various approach, ground, tower services. We get METAR and TAF. So that's a pretty comprehensive set of information. That's kind of handy to have. I've got a feeling I looked up some airports, and let's try HE34, which is Kibrit. Well, so we've got a map. Yeah, you see we've got limited information for this, which is probably because it's not published in any database. This is a small airport relatively, and all we get for it is the map, the runway details. We don't get any radio services. Maybe there aren't any radio services at this airport, I can't remember. But let's find out, because there's another argument to be had for checking out whether we can get this information from elsewhere, and I'm thinking in particular of SkyVector. We go to SkyVector and type in HE34, nothing happens. So that's fair enough. SkyVector doesn't know about that airport either, which suggests that there's very little information to be had. If we just choose one more example, let's search for Antalya, Antalya. So that's in Turkey. I think it's an international airport, so it should be pretty much big enough to have published information. Yep, map, runway information, lighting, instrument approach, radio frequencies, weather. So we get pretty comprehensive information. Where that information is published, we get it on here. But if we flip over to SkyVector, what we're going to find is, if we type in, now this is where we do have to know the ICAO code, so SkyVector loses out. If I click information, we get comprehensive information from SkyVector on Antalya Airport. So we get all the stuff we got in the FSWidgets app and more. We get the local nav aids, we get the runway dimensions and surface and comments. We get nearby airports with instrument procedures. We get the charts, of course. Now these are not great charts. The VFR charts for Turkey is, the terrain is good. We get the sector safe altitudes. We get the nav aids with compass roses, but we also get, you know, the other charts. We get en route, world, you know, that you're familiar with SkyVector, no doubt, and we get a satellite view. Well, not. Now that's pretty cool. We're not going to get that through this FSWidgets app. Now, all that said, there is one saving grace that makes this application worth the investment, and that is if you fly primarily or exclusively in the United States, you get extra facilities. Let's just see an example of that. If we look for Long Beach, we're going to see we get all the things we've seen previously. So we get the map, we get the airport elevation, runway information, runway lighting, approaches, frequencies, and at the bottom we've got the actual and forecast weather. But sandwiched in between there we've got a thing headed terminal procedures. Now this gives you all the things like the airport diagram. That's very useful to have. Now just in passing here, I mean, it does it idiosyncratically. I'm pinch zooming here in and out, and it works very oddly and a little bit unpredictably, but there is a plus and minus touch control there which controls the zoom a little bit more. So it is there, and unlike, let me go out of that and come in again. But unlike in the EFB product, you can see this is essentially a portrait orientation diagram displayed on a landscape screen, but it's allowed me to zoom it out effectively so that I can see the whole thing on the landscape screen. Remember, we couldn't do that in the EFB product, or indeed it appeared we couldn't do that in the Adobe Acrobat Reader either. So we've got that. We've also got the various instrument approaches, so there should be an ILS approach to Long Beach, runway 30 ILS or localizer, and we get the full approach plate. And again, it's zoomed so we can see the whole thing there. We can change the orientation. Now, you know, rough edge, you might say it should, in my mind, zoom that automatically to suit the orientation. It doesn't do that, but we can zoom it in, and we can get that pretty much full screen. And it's worth pointing out that if you go over to SkyVector, I keep banging on about SkyVector, I know, but everybody has that. It's free. All this information is on SkyVector, but putting it on your iPad at your fingertips in this package, I think, does make a difference. It would be nice if you had that for the whole world. The database, you know, covers the whole world, but I guess the fact is that this information is not published, or if it's published, it's not published in a format that's available free. But definitely, if you do most of your flying in America, the decision to purchase this package or not is made a lot more straightforward. That's really all there is to this app. You know, the one reason you might use this over something like SkyVector is it's easier to run this on an iPhone. So if you've got your iPhone sitting beside you while you're flying, you know, I'd rather navigate this than try and navigate SkyVector in Chrome on a 4-inch iPhone screen. But there it is, for what it's worth. FSWidgets Airports.